Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my starting 11 prediction for our game against Liverpool in the FA Cup 4th round. So like I mentioned, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to make changes from the 2-1 win against Fulham recently. And like I said, I think he's going to go with a different lineup to as he did do in the game at Anfield last weekend. So we will go with Dean Henderson in goal. Some United fans may think we'll stick with David De Gea. But yeah, give Dean Henderson a chance. I think at some point Dean Henderson will become our number one goalkeeper. He has done well in the games he has played in this season. Dean Henderson has got that experience behind him because he endured 2 successful loans with Sheffield United. Also had a loan spell with Stockport, Grimsby and Shrewsbury before. Dean Henderson has been part of the club for several years. We got him at the age of 14. During the summer, he signed a 6-year contract with Man United worth 120 grand a week. At right back, I think we will go with Axel Tuanzebe. So I think he'll come in for Wan-Bissaka. The 2 centre-halves I think will be Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire. Victor Lindelof has recently been out with a back injury. He's sustained a couple of back injuries. So I think he'll come in for Bay in this one. I've been very, very impressed with Eric Bay recently, since he started playing again. He makes good blocks and he makes good interceptions. And he's effective in the air at times. My only element of concern about Eric Bay is that he is injury prone. And as for Harry Maguire, I've been very, very impressed with him in a lot of games this season. At left back, I think we will go with Alex Telles. I think he'll come in for Luke Shaw. Alex Telles hasn't really played a lot since he got recommended into Manchester United, but don't forget at one point he did have COVID. And surprisingly, Luke Shaw still remains our first choice left back, despite Telles coming in. So yeah, I think he'll come in for Shaw, but I've been very, very impressed with Luke Shaw recently. Defensively he's been good. He's got forward well. He's got into decent positions and he's put good crosses into the box. My only element of concern about Luke Shaw is that he's injury prone. Now in the midfield, I think we are going to go with Donny van de Beek and Matic. Donny van de Beek needs to start this game. Donny van de Beek didn't play any part against Fulham. I actually thought he'd been given a chance against Fulham. Donny van de Beek seldom starts, especially in the Premier League. He's only started 2 games in the Premier League, and that was against West Ham and Southampton. Most of his appearances come from the bench. Solskjaer was talking about Donny van de Beek quite a few weeks ago, and he insists that he has a bright future at Manchester United, and he tips him to emulate Fred and Lindelof by succeeding at the club. Ronald de Boer urged Donny van de Beek to leave the club earlier on this month to boost his chances for the Euros. Edwin van der Sar, the Ajax CEO, spoke to people at Man United about Donny van de Beek, and he mentioned that Man United remain confident that Van de Beek will be a success at Old Trafford. And Van der Sar said he's showing fantastic attitude in training despite his lack of game time. You know, Van der Beek can play in 3 different roles. You can put him as a box-to-box midfielder. That was his predominant position at Ajax. You can put him as a number 10 and you can also put him out wide. But when he does play, he is a good player. We got him in a deal worth £40 million, paid £35 million up front, and there was £5 million in add-ons. Nemanja Matic, he's obviously not one of our first choice midfielders, but I think he'll start this game alongside Van der Beek. I do have my reservations about Matic. Obviously, he's ageing up and he's always been a slow player. Was it before the start of this season he signed a 3-year contract with Man United? Matic has been at the club now, is it around 4 years or so? We got him in a deal worth £40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. So yeah, I don't think Pogba will start this game. I don't think Fred will start this game, and I don't think McTominay will start this game. But obviously they could come on in the game. I think ahead of Van der Beek and Matic, we will go with Bruno Fernandes. A lot of United fans are saying that Bruno Fernandes does need a rest. To be honest with you, I think we have been overplaying him. Solskjaer did say prior to the game against Fulham that he denies that Bruno Fernandes needs a rest, and he's obviously defended Bruno Fernandes. I think Bruno Fernandes has been at the club now almost a year, or is it a year? He got voted Player of the Month for December, but he's won that now quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Fernandes played a part in the first goal in the game against Fulham. He put the cross in, obviously, for Edison Cavani. Obviously had a few chances in the Fulham game, so he was unlucky not to get his name.
Do you want a pot of tea?
No.
No?
No.
I just shut up the phone, you know what, gang?
Yeah.
It might be going into summer.
Alright.
Fucking balmy, innit? You don't want to drink, no?
So there you go. So him in the number 10. I think on the left-hand side, we will go with Marcus Rashford. I think he'll start this game. Rashford didn't actually start against Fulham, but he did come on. Rashford has improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. We sometimes play Rashford out wide and we're sometimes playing centrally, but I think he's more effective out wide. You know, Rashford's been a United player since the age of 7 and he's been in our senior squad since 2016. So he's been in our senior squad now for a good 4 years or so. I think on the right hand side, we will go with Juan Mata. I think he'll get given a chance in this game. And in some of the games Juan Mata's played in this season, he's actually done very, very well. And I think up top, we will go with Edison Cavani. Edison Cavani has enjoyed a fantastic start to his Man United career. He did score recently in the Fulham game. He also had a chance in the second half, so he was unlucky not to have another goal. Not so long ago, Edison Cavani served a 3-match ban for the racist comment that he put on social media last month. Obviously, Solskjaer confirmed he had apologised for that. Solskjaer was talking about Cavani earlier on this season, saying that he's definitely a starter for Man United, and he said we're already looking to extend his contract. And he revealed the first thing that he asked him when he came into the club, and that's whether he could wear the number 7 shirt. So I think he'll start ahead of Anthony Martial. There's a lot of United fans now saying that Martial should be dropped. Martial has been out of form for the vast majority of this season because he hasn't been clinical enough in front of goal, but he has had his chances, just hasn't converted them. He's had a couple of good games this season. You know, he was good last season and he was good in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. Martial's been at the club now for over 5 years. When we do play him, sometimes we put him out wide and sometimes we play him up top. He was playing a lot centrally last season. So yeah, Cavani up top. So I think that's how Man United could line up against Liverpool. Now, we progressed to the 4th round of the FA Cup. By beating Watford in the 3rd round. You know, beating Watford 1-0. It was a goal from Scott McTominay. 6 of the 11, though, that started in that game were academy graduates. Liverpool progressed to the 4th round of the Cup by beating Aston Villa 4-1 in the 3rd round. The winners of Man United and Liverpool play either West Ham or Doncaster. It's probably going to be West Ham. There has been 17 previous FA Cup meetings between Man United and Liverpool. We've won 9. There's been 4 draws and Liverpool have won 4. The last time we played them in the FA Cup was back in 2012. Liverpool won that game 2-1. It was a late goal by Kite. But yeah, you know, we did beat Liverpool in the FA Cup, was it in 1999? I think we also beat them, didn't we, in 1996? Obviously beat them in the FA Cup semi-final. Was it back in 1977 or was it the final? So yeah, we are the 2nd most successful team in FA Cup history because we have won 12 FA Cups. You know, we got to the semi-final last season, lost to Chelsea. The last time we won the FA Cup was back under the Louis van Gaal era, and that was back in 2016. Liverpool have won the FA Cup quite a few times, but they haven't won it since 2006. But it would be interesting to see how both teams approach this game. This is the 2nd meeting in a week because we did play Liverpool last weekend at Anfield in the Premier League. That game ended 0-0. And I thought we did well defensively in that game. You know, I said Luke Shaw did very, very well defensively. Got forward well at times. He definitely had Salah in his pocket. I thought Harry Maguire did very, very well. You know, Victor Lindelof made some very, very good clearances. And Wan-Bissaka did quite well. De Gea, he didn't really have much to do, but he did produce a fantastic save to deny Thiago. And we had more clear-cut chances in Liverpool. You know, Bruno Fernandes had that fantastic chance. Good save from Allington. And then Paul Pogba had that fantastic chance. Produce another good save from Allington. But Paul Pogba should be scoring that. But to Paul Pogba's credit, he made up for that miss because he scored a fantastic goal recently against Fulham. He was around 20 yards out. He hit it with his left foot and it went into the far bottom corner. But we didn't really show much attacking intent for the vast majority of that game at Anfield. You know, Liverpool obviously dominated the possession and they also had their chances as well. But to be honest with you, I think we'd have been more happier with the point than Liverpool. But Solskjaer gave his perception on the game, like I said, and he says, you know, he was disappointed, Solskjaer. He admitted that we lacked composure. And obviously it was a missed opportunity, because if we'd have beaten Liverpool, we'd have been 6 points clear of them, and that would have put us in a much better position. But it's hard to go to Anfield and win. You know, Liverpool haven't lost at Anfield in the Premier League since April 2017. So they're unbeaten now at Anfield in the Premier League for almost 4 years. And you know, we haven't won at Anfield since 2016. Obviously, Jurgen Klopp criticised Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tactics. Obviously, Klopp didn't like the way Solskjaer set up his team, you know, in the 0-0 draw in the league. It was only a few weeks ago that Jurgen Klopp was moaning about the amount of penalties we get. You know, he said we do get a penalty every 3 games. And he mentioned that we've had more penalties in 2 years than he's had in 5.5 years at Liverpool. Can Solskjaer get one over Jurgen Klopp on Sunday? It is at Old Trafford. It's a 5 o'clock kickoff, like I mentioned on the preview. Liverpool haven't got the best of records at Old Trafford. Actually, Liverpool's last win at Old Trafford, I think, was back in 2014. That was in the league, and they did beat us 3-0. Obviously, they beat us at Old Trafford in the league back in 2009. Obviously, Liverpool won that game 4-1. So they've only beat us a couple of times at Old Trafford in the last, 10 or 11 years. But we actually haven't beaten Liverpool since 2018. But I think, you know, we have got a lot of confidence coming into this game. You know, because we recently beat Fulham 2-1. Like I said, you know, we did start the game slow. Fulham, you know, started the game on the front foot. You know, Lookman gave them the lead in the 5th minute of the game. And Lookman looked their most dangerous player. I thought Ruben Loftus-Cheek was Fulham's best player in that second half. Ruben Loftus-Cheek did have a great chance, but it produced a fantastic save from David De Gea. But yeah, you know, we grew into the game, and like I said, Cavani scored, came from a goalkeeping howler from Areola. And obviously Paul Pogba came up with a magic moment. But we knew it was never going to be a walk in the park against Fulham, because like I said, Fulham's performances and that have seen to improve since they got that 1-1 draw with Liverpool back in early December. Prior to the game against us, you know, they'd only lost 1 of their last 7, but there was a lot of draws in that. You know, Solskjaer praised Fulham in the press conference prior to the game, and he said, you know, Fulham are well structured. He says they've made good signings, and, you know, he praised Scott Parker. You know, Scott Parker has been Fulham manager now for around 20 months, so he has been there now nearly 2 years. But we've got a good record against Fulham. You know, Fulham have not beaten us for around 11 years. Solskjaer says, by the way, Pogba can do everything. He's praised him, and he says we've mentally improved. And that's what he said. We are unbeaten in our last 17 Premier League away games. We equal the record from the 1998-99 season. If we do beat Arsenal at the end of this month, we will break that record. And I think we are unbeaten now in our last 13 Premier League games. So yeah, we haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for just over a year. As for Liverpool, I think they're going to make rotation. I think, they are going to probably rest some key players. Liverpool have got a very, very good manager in Jurgen Klopp. Probably regarded as one of the best managers in the world at this present time. Jurgen Klopp has been Liverpool manager now for almost 6 years. I think it was last season he extended his contract with Liverpool until 2024. He probably will see out his contract. Liverpool is the third club in his managerial career now. Before he was at Liverpool, he was at Borussia Dortmund, won a few trophies with them, and before he was at Dortmund, he was at Mainz 05. Liverpool, I think, have spent over £400 million on signings and that since Jurgen Klopp got appointed in. Klopp has won 4 trophies as Liverpool manager so far. Last season he won the Premier League. That was Liverpool's first title in 30 years. And they're 19th overall. The one behind us because we're on 20. Liverpool won the Super Cup. And they also won the FIFA Club World Cup. And the season before, they won the Champions League. And Liverpool have won the Champions League 6 times. So they're the 4 trophies Jurgen Klopp has won so far. But it took time for Jurgen Klopp to settle in, because his record after his first 29 games at Liverpool was absolutely disastrous. But yeah, Liverpool are the best team in England at the moment, despite that they have been in a bad vein of form recently. They're currently playing Burnley at the moment, but they are actually winless in their last 4 Premier League games. And don't forget, it's the first time since 2005 that Liverpool failed to score in 3 straight league games. Solskjaer did make an admission regarding Liverpool before the game at Anfield in the league, and he says Liverpool have been the best team in England for the past 18 months, and he did say that they've had 3 great years. But like I say, they have got some very, very good players in their team. They've obviously got Mohamed Salah, world-class player, but there has been games this season where he hasn't been clinical enough in front of goal. There was narratives coming out earlier on this season saying that Mohamed Salah's unhappy at Liverpool. If there was to sell him, they'd get a substantial amount for him, at least £100 million. Sadio Mane is also a very, very good player for Liverpool. Diego Jota has made an impact at Liverpool. Liverpool got him last summer from Wolves. He's currently out with injury at the moment. Probably won't be in contention to play in this game on Sunday. Liverpool have also got Roberto Firmino. He's good as well. They've also got Divock Origi. He's their backup striker. He could possibly start this game, Divock Origi. Liverpool could sell him though in the summer. Liverpool have also got Shaqiri now. He could also start this game because it's the Cup, and he surprisingly started in the league game last weekend, Shaqiri. I think he was out wide. And Liverpool could sell Shaqiri in the summer. Like I said, Liverpool have got a lot of midfielders in their team. They've obviously got Thiago. He's done quite well at Liverpool. He was Liverpool's best player last weekend in the 0-0 draw. Liverpool got him last summer from Bayern Munich, and don't forget, we wanted Thiago. I think he's sustained a couple of injuries at Liverpool. Liverpool have obviously got Jordan Henderson, one of their first choice midfielders. They've also got Jorginho Wijnaldum. I heard a few weeks ago that he rejected a contract extension. He could be leaving Liverpool in the summer. Barcelona are the ones that want Jorginho Wijnaldum. They've also got Fabinho, who I like a lot. He's predominantly a holding midfielder, but he's been played at centre-half a few times, obviously with the injuries that Liverpool have got to their centre-halves. So I like Fabinho, yeah. They've also got James Milner. Surely he'll leave at the end of this season. Will he go to another club or will he retire? They've also got Oxlade-Chamberlain. He's made an impact at Liverpool, but he's sustained a few bad injuries. They've also got Naby Keita. Now, he's currently out with injury. No, Naby Keita is not one of Liverpool's first choice midfielders. I don't think he's going to be available for this one, but if he was, he probably may have been given a chance, Keita. Maybe Liverpool could sell him in the summer. Liverpool have also got that Tsikmas. Now, he's out with injury. Liverpool got him last summer. I think he's a left back. Obviously, he's a backup to Andrew Robertson. Liverpool have obviously got that Williams, who's a young player. They've got that Phillips, who's a young player. They've obviously got Nico Williams, who I think's a right back. He might actually get a chance in this game. Will Liverpool go with Allinson, or will they go with their second choice goalkeeper, Adrian? You know, Liverpool have got two fantastic fullbacks in Andrew Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Virgil van Dijk, obviously he's out injured for the season. Probably wouldn't have played in this one anyway, even if he was available. You know, Joe Gomez, he's out for the season. He may not have played in this one anyway, because he's one of Liverpool's first choice centre-halves. Matip, I think he's going to be available for this game, because Matip has recently been injured. Curtis Jones could also be involved in this game, because he's a young player. Don't forget, Liverpool let a few players go last year. You know, Nathaniel Klein left them, Adam Lallana left them, Deja Lovren left them, Harry Wilson went out on loan, Hoover left them, and Trivella left them. So there you go. My next league game is Sheffield United, and Manchester United should be winning that. You already know the news on the transfers and that. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gave us an update on our January transfer plans earlier on this month, and he did say that January signings are unlikely. And Sky Sports recently said that Solskjaer says signings are long term, not a quick fix. But he admits there could be further more departures. I think he said prior to the Fulham game, 1 or 2 more players could leave Man United, but Ed Woodward has informed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that the club needs to be careful with their spending in the transfer market. I'm going to give you an update on some transfer news tomorrow. So yeah. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.